Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Hello Dave with Astronomy. It's Monday, so let's take a look at what's been going on in Elite and on the channel. Now, Thursday last week, Frontier had an event starting instead of a community goal this week, and I should say that this segment here will contain some spoilers regarding the event, so if you're not interested in that, then go down to the timeline below and jump over to the next segment. They had this event, there was a distress call, we heard about that in a GameGlass article. Everybody rushed to the system, just outside the bubble. That's kind of where the whole thing got a little weird, because there was nothing there. There was no listing posts, there were no additional articles, there were nothing. There were a few landable planets, those were mapped, checked, nothing really came up. All we really know was that there was a distress signal, it was coming from something, we didn't really know what, and that it was coming from somewhere within 80 light years of that system. That left the community with one option, and it was to brute force their way through that long list of systems. There were like 4,500, 4,800, something like that. Quite a few systems that just needed to be searched manually. That's a huge task, but was actually solved relatively quickly. I think it was Canon Research who found the location first. While the story part of it was good, I'm not going to go into too much detail with like exactly what happened, but we got some insight into this AMLA terrorist group being a little bit better connected, a little bit more resources than I think first anticipated. That part of it was good. I liked the story. The story was intriguing, and it definitely left you hungry for more, wondering what's going on, and you feel like there's something that's about to happen somewhere, like with bigger lore events. What I wasn't that big of a fan of was the way it has to be solved, that it was a brute force thing. And it might be that it's just because we missed something, and that brute force was a way to solve it, but there was also other ways that was just completely, well, missed by everyone. If it is the case that it's only brute force, well, I think that's a bit of a shame, because if you come as part of a single commander, you're not part of a big group. You just come down your own, you say, hey, there's an event, I want to go and investigate it. There's no way that you're going to be able to manually search through 4,500 systems in a timely manner. It's just too big of a task. So this left this to be one of those events that has to be solved as a community. Now, what I like community events where we kind of have to band together, I would have wished that there were options to at least solve it on your own. I don't mind there being a brute force option where you just say, well, if we throw enough people at it, we don't have to solve a riddle, we can just begin to search. But there should be an option to say, I'm not just going to brute force it, I'm going to go on my own and I'm going to dig for more clues to narrow down the search area. I wish they'd done something like that, because what it in reality meant was I tried myself to stay clear of spoilers, and what it just meant was I went in and there was just nothing to go by. I had this huge search area and I didn't feel like digging through that much space on my own, so I just resorted to going on, and in this case I just found it on the internet. In other news, Frontier has also posted a Q&A thread where they're answering more questions regarding Odyssey, and this time they focused around ships and vehicles. I'm going to link it in the description if you want to read all the questions and answers they posted. But for now, there's just one I want to dive into. And that was to the question on whether multi-crew members are going to be able to take an SRV from a ship they don't own and then take it out as part of combat. I mean, the big part of Odyssey seems to be this. You both have people on foot, people in fighters, people in ships, people on SRVs, all driving in the same space, fighting each other. Big part of it is that you can group up in a ship and then fly there, and then you can set people off on foot if you want to. And Frontier did confirm that multi-crew members are now going to be able to take an SRV, something we can't do today, and for the life of me, I don't know why, but we can't do that today, and we're going to be able to do that with Odyssey, it seems, which I think is great. And it also made me wonder if Frontier has done a balancing pass, or like a stability pass, I would call it, on the whole multi-crew thing. If you ever engaged in multi-crew, it might work okay in some situations, but for instance, try to go and fight a Thargoid in multi-crew, and it's just going to be a buggy mess. You're going to have weird desync things happen. It's just not working, basically. So I hope that Frontier has taken this opportunity, since it seems the multi-crew is going to be a relatively big part of Odyssey, that they are taking a pass on it and kind of stabilized it a little bit so it's more playable and it's not going to be as buggy as it is in the game today. Now, ever since I did the trip up to the top of the galaxy, you guys have been asking if I'm planning more trips, and I've said yes I am, and I'm finally beginning to get as far into planning now that I can begin to release some information. So far, it's just going to be a flight plan, or we have some dates so you know when things are happening. So the event that I'm planning is I'm going to take my fleet carrier and I'm going to jump it from the bubble to Colonia. I'm going to let it stay in Colonia over a weekend, and then I'm going to jump it back on one day. This allows you to go out there if you want to unlock the engineers, or if you just want to visit Colonia and the area out there as well. You also have the option for doing that. I am working on a video that's going to basically give you a checklist of everything you need to do if you want to unlock the engineers, so you make sure that you are prepared before you head out there. A video is coming out maybe this week or maybe next week, but it's going to come out relatively soon. But for now, I just have a flight plan, so basically like a save the date. You can see this over on Discord as well. If you go over there, you go down to the D2A event category, you can see there is a Colonia trip info channel, and over there you can see all the flight plans. But basically the plan is that on Thursday, the 25th of February, so that's in about 4 weeks from now, I will be leaving LP, which is TerraX's home system. So the D2A North Star will leave that system at 8 o'clock in-game time. That's 8 a.m. in-game time in the morning. I'm going to be leaving that system, and then we're going to be flying out to the Collection of Wonders, which is about halfway to Colonia. There I'm going to take a break because it's going to take, I think, about 8 hours, something like that. So I'm going to take a break there, and we're going to stay at the Collection of Wonders over the night. And then the following day, that is then on the Friday, the 26th, I'm then going to continue jumping all the way out to Colonia. Again, that's just going to be the second leg of journey. So it's going to be a 2-part journey out to Colonia. That means on Friday afternoon, we're going to be arriving in Colonia. All the exact times you can see on Discord. From there, I'm going to be staying over the weekend. So now you have the whole weekend to unlock the 4 engineers out there. If you're not interested in engineers, or if you unlock them quickly, I'm also planning a few bonus excursions. These are optional trips you can take. So on Saturday afternoon, I'm going to be leaving Colonia, and we're going to be jumping out to the World of Death, that little planet. I did a video about it like quite a way back, but the Planet of Death, basically a little planet that orbits very tightly around a neutron star, or is it a white dwarf? I think it's actually a white dwarf, and it gets in really, really close to it, and then it comes back out again. So it's quite an interesting place to visit, riding that planet through the cone of a white dwarf. So fun place to visit. So Saturday afternoon, I'm gonna jump out there. We're gonna stay out there for how much time I've allocated? 6 hours there. We're gonna stay there 6 hours. The orbit time is about 2 hours, so you should be able to make like 3 trips around it. And then we're gonna jump back into Colonia again. It's not that far out, it's like 600 light years, so you can fly there manually if you don't want to take the fleet carrier. But I thought I would do that as a little courtesy to those of you interested in trying out that area. Same thing on Sunday. I will also have a trip there, and from there we're going to be heading out to the 11G planet. I did some live streams regarding that place lately, and same deal. Sunday afternoon, I'm jumping out there. It takes a little longer to jump. Once we're out there, I'm going to leave it out there for like 5-6 hours, and then I'm going to jump back again to Colonia. Again, these are still then reach a normal ship, so you can just fly there on your own if you want to, if you miss the fleet carrier. But again, you have the option to jump on board the fleet carrier and come with it, go out there, play around in 11G, and you will have a fleet carrier close by, so you don't have to go all the way back to Colonia if you end up crashing. And then finally, of course, then on Monday morning, I'm going to be jumping out of Colonia back to the Collection of Wonders. And then Tuesday, we're going to jump from Collection of Wonders, and we're going to be back in the bubble in LP where we started. So it's going to be a trip. It's going to take from Thursday to Tuesday. It's going to take like, a little over half a week to do, and it gives you a chance to unlock engineers. Or if you just want to go on a trip, go and explore the local area around Colonia, then this is your option. That also means that over the next couple of weeks, we'll begin to prepare the fleet carrier. I need to prepare for unlocking the engineers myself. I need to get it fueled up and get it ready for the trip. I need to install some extra modules and stuff like that. So there'll be some preparations that you will most likely see me prepare for doing one of my live streams in the coming weeks. But talking about live streams, I'll be live streaming tomorrow, and I will be working on that little fast exploration Imperial courier build that I teased you about a couple of weeks ago as well. So that will be happening on the live stream tomorrow, which of course, as always, will be live streamed on YouTube and on Twitch, and it will be at 8 o'clock in-game time. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, and until next time, I will see you guys in space.